Okay, so now that I have the Maxxair fan plate where I have it, where I want it to be located on top of the roof, I'm going to make the back end just before this rib at the back. And then I'm going to measure from the crease up here to the rim to make sure that it's even. And I'm going to trace my line. Okay, so now that I put the inside line with my marker, I am gonna compensate for the thickness of this plastic part, which is 2/16. So I'm gonna make a line 3/16 on the outside, and that's gonna be the line that I cut. Okay, so now that I've measured and placed the tape where I'm gonna make the cut, I'm gonna drill 4 holes where the blade will drop in. Okay, so now that I have the tape removed, I'm gonna use a file and I'm gonna file down these edges. Okay, so now that I've filed around, I'm gonna clean up the outside with some alcohol. And I'm going to use some paint and paint the edge. Okay, so now that I have used automotive paint all around the rim to prevent rusting of the bare metal, now I'm going to put the flange over, and I'm going to do a pilot hole in each of the holes. Okay, so before I put this flange on, I'm going to confirm that it's going to go this way with the flanges on the sides of the van, and then we're going to confirm which part is the back, and we're going to start putting the butyl tape from here and go all the way around and meet back up here, so that if any water, like when the water hits the van, it's going to flow this way while you're driving, and the end seam would be here. So now I can go ahead, and this is where the seam is of the butyl tape. I'm going to place this over, and then we can go ahead and start putting our screws in. Okay, so now that we have the butyl tape on and we've screwed the flange onto the roof, I also added some wood underneath as a border, so it has something else to drill in. I felt that wasn't strong enough just going into the sheet metal, so I put strips of wood underneath. Okay, so now that I have used automotive paint all around the rim to prevent rusting of the bare metal, now I'm going to put the flange over, and then we're going to confirm which part is the back, and we're going to start putting the butyl tape from here and go all the way around and meet back up here. Now what I'm gonna do is take off this access butyl tape. So before we put our screws in, we're gonna raise these four metal pieces to the highest point. We're gonna make sure our wires are in first, and we're gonna drop the fan in. Now we're gonna take our screws and we can screw it in place. So once the screws are in, we're gonna go ahead and make sure these are snug. Okay, now that all these screws the 4 screws are tightened, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start applying the sealant that's gonna go around this. So before we do that, we're just gonna clean it again one more time with alcohol. Okay, so now I'm gonna apply the sealant around the flange of the fan. Now what we're going to be using is the Dicor lap sealant, self-leveling. It's the 501 LSG, and we're going to seal it around. Right now I have the lid down so that I can do the first front half, and then once I do the first front half, I'm going to lift it up and then do all the way around. Okay, so now the sealant has been applied. That's it for everything on the top. We just wait for the sealant to dry and you can take the plastic cover off. It rained for the last couple of days and there's no leaks, so everything seems to be good. The wood pieces will be hidden once the finishing flange goes on. It will be hidden. I'll obviously cut this down to size. Once I have the roof light, once I have the headliner in, then I can put this on top. And I can control the fan from the remote control. I don't know if you can see it here, but I can increase the speed. This is it running at 50%, blowing the air out. That's 100%. I can also switch it to blow the air in. So it will come to a stop and now it will blow the air in. And we can also close the fan, close the cover for the fan. And now it's in the ceiling fan mode where it's blowing the air down. And yeah, that's an install of the Maxxair fan.